So the first step to buying your first home here in Canada in 2024, I know you want to celebrate Christmas dinner in your own house, right? So now is the good time to start. Hey there, trendsetters. Welcome back to the channel where we talk all things real estate, personal development, and your journey to financial freedom. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Yasheika Turner, your go-to real estate agent here in Hamilton, Ontario. Now, today we're going to be talking about something very interesting that I know you have been searching on YouTube here, maybe watching the interest rates, and it is the steps to buying your first home here in Canada. I know the steps might seem overwhelming and you might be thinking this is not really possible, but don't worry. Go grab your favorite drink, go get your pen and your paper, because I will be breaking it down into small digestible steps for you to make it as simple as possible. Now let's jump right in. So the first step to buying your first home here in Canada in 2024, I know you want to celebrate Christmas dinner in your own house, right? So now is the good time to start. We're at the last 3 months of the year, but it is still possible. Now, first of all, you need to look at your finances. Take a good assessment of your finances. Do you have the money ready for that down payment, for that deposit, for that closing cost, for inspection fees, and all the other surprising fees that pops up when it comes on to home ownership? So number one, I would make sure that you have some money saved up in the bank, right? Because there's a lot of different fees that are involved in home ownership, in buying your first home. If you want the full breakdown of all the fees, what to expect to pay, let me know. Put fee breakdown in the comments and I will do another video for you breaking down the cost, right? So you have to make sure that you can afford to pay a mortgage. Now look at the situation that you're in now, your financial situation. Take an inventory of all your money coming in, your income and your expenses, your debts. So for example, if you're paying rent right now, say for example of $2,000, no, you don't want to go too far into that amount, like over that amount. If you're comfortable at $2,000, you want to make sure that you stick within a manageable budget for your mortgage so that you don't go house poor, right? So you know the amount that you're comfortable paying right now for rent. You don't want to deviate too far away from that amount. You don't want to go $3,000, $3,500 to pay for a mortgage because you know that's too high. So assess your finances, take an inventory, money coming in, money coming out, to know exactly how much you can afford to pay for your mortgage. This is a pro tip for saving for your down payment. Aim to save at least 5 to 20% of the purchasing price for the house, right? So if the house is selling for $500,000, then your down payment would be $25,000. That's just an example, small numbers. We know that it might be more challenging to find a house in that range, especially if you're living in the GTA right now. But if you're planning on moving outskirts or moving to other provinces, then that's possible for you. And if you are looking into moving to Hamilton, I have a guide. I'll leave it in the comments for you to explore and learn more about Hamilton so that I could help you in that area. Now, step 2 is where we talk about the mortgages, and this is to understand the different mortgage options. Again, this might seem a little bit complicated for you, but let's break it down, right? Getting a mortgage is getting the money from a lender. Somebody is lending you to buy this house. We know that you don't have the full $800,000 to buy this nice posh house that you see right now. So the bank or other financial institutions will lend you this money, loan you this money, and you pay it back with interest, right? So there are different types of mortgages. There's fixed mortgage, there's variable mortgages. And again, if you want another video digging deeper into mortgages, I will do that for you, right? And you can work. So their options are to work directly with your bank or your financial institution that you're with right now, whether that's your big bank, RBC, Scotia, CIBC, TD. Now, the other option is to find a mortgage agent or a mortgage broker. Now, the difference with the bank and the mortgage agent is that when you go directly to your bank or your financial institution, you're getting whatever they have there, whatever the product it is there, right? But when you work with a mortgage agent, they're like a wholesaler. They're working on your behalf. So they're going to meet with you, go over your finances. I think the next video that I will be doing is the process involved in getting a mortgage here in Canada. So if you want to see that video, go ahead and subscribe right now so you don't miss that process involved in getting your mortgage, right? So this is just a little synopsis of that part that we'll go in more in depth in the next video, right? So working with the mortgage agent, they work as they're representing you. So they'll go over and assess your finances and they will find the product that suits your financial need. Now, everybody financial history looks different, right? So they will look into what suits your needs, right? And it is important also to get a mortgage pre-approval before you start house shopping and house hunting, because you don't want to walk into a house, you fall in love with this house, and when you go back for a pre-approval, you realize that this mortgage amount is far above your budget, far more than what you can afford. So you try to stay within your budget. Step number 3 is the fun part, is to find yourself a realtor like me. Yes, as I said, I'm a realtor here in Hamilton, Ontario, working with Chaco Brokerage. So if you're searching for your first home in Hamilton, if you're living in the GTA and you know that you cannot afford the houses there in the GTA, you want to explore a cheaper city, then Hamilton might be the place for you, right? I will leave my email in the description below so you can shoot me an email and we can get to find out your needs and what you're looking for, right? So finding yourself a realtor will help to build a relationship with this realtor. They will assess your needs, your want, and they will connect you with all the other persons that you need to be connected with. For example, mortgage agents, right? I have a list of mortgage agents that I can refer you to. My husband is a mortgage agent. We work hand in hand. He is a mortgage agent. I'm the realtor, right? And I have other mortgage agents that I usually refer clients to. So you can choose which one suits your personality or suits your needs, right? So working with a realtor is very important. And it is important to find a realtor who is familiar with the city that you're moving in and the neighborhood. So they're more knowledgeable if you have kids going to school, if you're looking for a job. Say, for example, here in Hamilton, I can tell you the good spots, the bad spots, where to live, where to avoid, where to work. I'm also working as a full-time registered nurse here. So I'm like your whole tool of resource for Hamilton. And as I said, I have that Hamilton City Guide. I will leave it in the comments so you can download it and learn more about Hamilton if you're planning to move here. Now, step number 4, I think, is the next exciting part. And this is to start your house hunting journey. So now that you have assessed your finances, you have your mortgage pre-approval, you have your real estate agent by your side who have referred you to all the other resources that you might need. You've gone over your list of wants, your list of needs, your list of must-haves, your non-negotiables. Like if you want a 3-bedroom house, you do not want a 2-bedroom house, you need an open concept and all those things, right? Now it's time to explore houses that suits your needs and the needs of your family. Your real estate agent and yourself will be going out viewing homes within your budget, right? And just another pro tip, if you are pre-approved for $1 million, right? And you know that $1 million is a tight stretch, try to look for houses, say like 800,000. Try to go below $1 million because you don't want to max out that amount that you're pre-qualified for. And then when you go in with an offer, because at times it can be competitive. And at times, well, right now we're sort of still in the buyer's market here in Hamilton. So you have the potential, you have the upper hand as a buyer right now to negotiate and get the best deal out there. But at times, as the interest rate is changing, decreasing, and there will be more buyers on the fence waiting for it to drop lower and lower. And when that time happens, then the market becomes more competitive and you might need to put a little bit more than the listed price in order to get that house, right? For example, I remember when I was buying my first house, at the time it was seller's market. So it was a very, very competitive market. I think I put around like 5 different offers before my offer was approved for a house. So be mindful at the time when you're buying, right? Because you want to ask yourself, do you want to buy when the interest rate is low, like dropping low when there's a lot of competition out there? Or do you want to buy when the interest rate, when everybody's not really buying at that time, and you have the option to pick, choose, and negotiate the right offer, and to make sure that you get the house that you really, really fall in love with? Because as I said, when it's everybody out there house shopping, then the market becomes more competitive. There is a risk of you putting more than you had planned to put in so that you can get that house, right? So try to weigh the pros and the cons of the time of the real estate market. They always say marry the house and date the interest rate, meaning that you have the house, right? The house is yours, but as the interest rate changes, you can always go ahead, refinance, change, and, shop around afterwards. So just keep this in mind when it comes on to the house hunting journey. And don't be alarmed if you find the first house, you fall in love with this house, and you realize that you were outbid. Somebody else got this offer. Somebody else's offer was accepted and yours was denied. This happens, and this is a part of the house hunting process, the stressful process. So there can be a lot of disappointments within the process. It can feel stressful because you're like, yes, you went, you saw this house, you like it, now somebody else got it. So just be mindful of what to expect in the house hunting journey. The next step is to make an offer. I know I've elaborated on that part in the previous step, but now you find a house and you love the house. And this is a house, the dream house that you have been waiting for, imagining, envisioning your family and yourself in this house, right? This is when yourself and your real estate agent will come together and agree on a fair price depending on the market condition, depending on the condition of the house, and depending on the comparable what's going on now in the housing market, as we're in 2024 right now as I'm doing this video. So as I mentioned in the previous step, with all the different things that can happen, your offer can be either accepted, rejected, or counter offered, right? So these are the things that happens when you're putting in an offer. And at times when your real estate agent is making the offer with you, there are times when you have to put in some conditions, such as your financing, your inspection, and all that stuff. So your real estate agent will go over all those conditions with you before putting in the offer. Step is the legal steps, the legal process. And this is the step between when your offer is accepted up until the day of closing. What happens between that timing, right? And this is where all the legal stuff is done, right? For example, if you had a condition in your offer for inspection, now this is where the inspection will take place within this time. And within this time, you can decide if the inspection comes back with like the roof needs to be repaired or the furnace or the AC isn't working, then now this is a time for you to negotiate again with the seller to say, okay, are you going to fix this, or are you going to knock off some money, a few $1,000s, so that you can do the repair when you purchase the house? So that's the importance of getting an inspection done. And again, or another instant is your finances, to make sure, because in the beginning you were pre-approved. Now before closing, you will need confirmation of your approval, where again you'll meet with your mortgage agent to go over and verify documents and to make sure that the lender is in agreement to lend you this amount of money for the specific house that you're putting the offer in, right? And again, there is where other legal stuff takes place, like the lawyer's going to go through all these documentation. If you're buying a condo or a townhouse, they will need to request a status certificate to ensure that everything is okay within the condo. Enough money is there to fund it, to maintain it, to repair it, and all the legal stuff that happens before the day of closing. Now, which takes us to our final step, which is the closing day, right? This is a day where you sign your life away. You sign all the legal documents. You go, you meet with your lawyer, you sign the legal documents, transfer the funds, and finally get the keys to your dream home, your first home. You are now a homeowner. Congratulations. Now, before closing day, you usually do a walkthrough to make sure that the house is still in the order that you last saw it at, right? A lot of times when sellers are moving out, there can be damages like furniture, wood damage in the wall, or some damages. So your real estate agent will ensure that they book a showing, a viewing before the closing day to make sure that everything is still in order. Then that's it, guys. Those are the steps that are involved. Now, there are some costs that are involved in closing, and I will do another video on what really happens on closing day, just to be more specific, because this is just a short synopsis of the different steps. So if you want to see what really happens in closing day, then let me know in the comments by typing in closing. So that's it for this video. I know buying a home is a huge step, but with the right preparation and with working with the right people can make this step such an easier process. Now remember, if you're in the market of house shopping, house hunting, preparing to buy your house, please reach out to me. My email is in the description. I would love to be a part of this journey. And thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can learn more about your house shopping journey. See you in my next video. Bye for now.